ஓகே தம்பி, இந்த ஸ்லைடு தெரியுதுங்களா?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in this class we are going to say about production versus product. So what is production and what is product னு தெரிஞ்சுக்க போறோம். What is mean by resources, what is mean by services சொல்லுவோம். எல்லாம் கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரே மாதிரி தான் இருக்கும், but they have a minute difference. Fixed resources and variable resources. Okay, so cost of cultivation, cost of production, efficiency, optimum, so இது எல்லாத்த பத்தியும் நம்ம பார்க்க போறோம். Okay, so first one is production versus product. So production அப்படிங்கிறது it is a process of creation of output. Okay, so process of transformation of certain resources or inputs into products. Okay, so அந்த process பேரு தான் production, so which creates utilities for consumption. So அந்த product வந்து it will give our utility. Then product or output அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா it is the result of the use of resources or services of the resources. Okay, so இந்த ரிசோர்ஸை யூஸ் பண்ணி நமக்கு என்ன கிடைக்குது ரிசல்ட், அதுதான் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா நமக்கு ப்ராடக்ட் ஆர் அவுட்புட். ஓகே, ஸோ இதுதான் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா ப்ரொடக்ஷன் விசஸ் ப்ராடக்ட். Then next, resources versus resource services. Okay, so resources means the inputs, agent or factors used in the production. So they get consumed and transformed into products in the process of production. Okay, so what the agents or factors used in the production, so they get consumed fully and transformed into products. அதுதான் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா resources. சர்வீசஸ்ங்கிறது வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு வந்து என்ன ஆகாது, ஃபுல்லா கன்சியூம் ஆகாது, அது வந்து இட்ஸ் a part. ஓகே, ஸோ ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ரிசோர்ஸஸ் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஃபெர்டிலைசர், வாட்டர், இன்செக்டிசைட்ஸ். ஸோ இப்போ இன்செக்டிசைட்லாம் நம்ம இது பண்ணுறோம், யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம் அப்படின்னு என்ன பண்ணுறோம், அது வந்து ஃபுல்லி யூஸ்டு அப், எல்லாத்தையும் ஃபுல்லாக யூஸ் ஆகிட்டு நமக்கு என்ன ஆகுது, நமக்கு வந்து அதுக்கான அவுட்புட் கிடைக்கிது. ஸோ ஃபெர்டிலைசர் அப்ளை பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா அந்த ஃபெர்டிலைசர் ஃபுல்லாக கன்சியூம் ஆகிட்டு நமக்கு அவுட்புட் மட்டும் கிடைக்கிது. ஓகே, ஸோ அதுதான் ரிசோர்ஸஸ். சர்வீசஸ் அப்படிங்கிறது certain resources only services are available, so they can't get consumed fully, so their service only transformed into product. For example, labor, so he will exercise his duty, so that will be transformed to product. So implements, so implements like a spade or crowbar, etc., their services will be converted to the product. So rather the labor or the implements transforming to product, their services are transformed to products. Okay, similarly for machinery and buildings also. Okay, then fixed versus variable resources. Okay, so fixed resources means the level of some resources such as buildings, implements, machinery is fixed over the planning period irrespective of production. So for example, when we take paddy crop, so the production period is 6 months. So during that 6 months we can't extend the land area, we can't extend the building, we can't extend the equipments to be used or some livestock, etc. So they are limited in quantity and their services cease when they are exhausted. Okay, so the fixed resources are like buildings, machineries, land, equipments and livestock. So we can't suddenly increase the livestock population, we can't increase the land area for a particular period of time. Then variable resources, they can be modified during the production period. So based on the production, so if we want to increase the milk production, we have to give more feed to the cattle. So if we want to increase the egg production or meat production, we have to give more feed to the hen. So that way we can increase the production. So it is flexible during the production period. So during the production period, if we want more output, more yield, we can increase the fertilizer, we can increase the seed rate, we can increase the chemicals used, etc. So this is possible. Okay, so that is why it is called as variable. That means it can be varied with the level of production. And fixed resources, they can't be uh, variable over the period of planning time. Okay, so the next one, flow versus stock resources. Flow resource means they can't be stored for longer period. Okay, so there are some resources, if their services are not used, they cannot be stocked for a future period. So for example, if the services of every labor are not used when its service available, this will not be available at a later period, as the flow of another period will be still forthcoming. Okay, so if we can't use the farmer's service today, tomorrow also he is going to work in our farm. Okay, so however, this day's work last is last. So that is called flow resource. Sunshine, let's take an example of sunshine. So during this day, when we are not using sunshine, the sunshine will be lost for the day. So tomorrow also sunshines will be there. So that will be, so that cannot be stored actually. So machineries, so their services also to be used within the period, and farm buildings, etc. Then stock resources, stock resources can be stored for a later period. For example, seed, fertilizer, feeds, etc. can be stored and can be used for a later period. Okay, so தம்பி இதில் ஏதாவது டவுட் இருக்கா? ஹலோ, கேக்குதாப்பா? ஓகே, டவுட் எதுவுமே வரலையா? ஓகே, நெக்ஸ்ட் ஃபார்ம் வெர்சஸ் ஃபர்ம். ஸோ ஃபார்முக்கும் ஃபர்ம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு இந்த ரெண்டு வேர்டும் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இன்டர்சேஞ்சபிளாக நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம். ஸோ ஃபார்ம்ங்கிறது வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா it is a firm which combines resources in the production of agriculture production and the lines of business firm. So firm அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா it is a decision making unit or managerial unit of production. Okay, so firm அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா it is a like a industry. Okay, like a company. So farm means farming also a business unit or decision making unit or managerial unit that exclusively for agriculture. Farm, we can say that farm can be used for industries also. Okay, so farm, it is particular to agriculture. Okay, so here are the agriculture activities. Then transformation period. Transformation period means it is the time required for a resource to be completely transformed to form a product. Okay, that is called transformation period. So when we use sunshine, machineries, and when we give seeds and labor work, we get the final output. So that period, the transformation period is called as the transformation period for production. Then production function. So we know that production means from various resources, like when we want to produce paddy, we use paddy seeds, fertilizer, water, chemical, etc. in order to get our output. Okay, so that is called production. Okay, so production function means the technical and mathematical relationship describing the manner and extent to which a particular product depends on the quantities of inputs or services used. Okay, since simply we can tell that y equal to f of x, where y means the output and x means the inputs used. Okay, then there are different types like continuous production function and discrete production function and short run and long run production functions. So these are all very basic things, and that will be asked when you are appearing for some competitive exams. So continuous production function. So continuous production function means the doses or levels of input can be split into small units, even in grams or milligrams. We can say, okay, zero point 0.1 gram, zero point 0.5 grams, like that we can say. Okay, so that's, for example, fertilizer, seed, etc. we can tell in grams or milligrams. A discrete function means the doses or levels of input and output cannot be split and used as a whole numbers only. For example, number of plowing, number of labors, number of weeding, irrigation, etc. We can just tell that we can't say that half plowing is done. We can't say half labor is there, half weeding is done. So that is why it is called as discrete function. Okay. So in short run and versus long run. Short run means it's for a particular period. For short run, so the name itself explains that it is short spanned. So the production function in which some resources are fixed. So we know that fixed resources. So in production function, some resources are fixed during the short run period. So in, for example, when we are producing paddy, we can't change anything. For example, land, machineries to be used, or capital we are going to use. Everything cannot be suddenly increased. Okay, so that is why they are all fixed here. Okay, so this one is variable here, this one is variable, so maybe it's maybe a fertilizer. Okay, so in the long run, all the production function variable are variable. Production resources are variable. So that means we can increase the land area, increase the machineries to be in the in the farm. So everything can be possible. Okay, so let's take an example of orchard. So if we want to increase the area of orchard, so it is possible when we are going for a long run. So we can increase the area, we can increase the machineries. So a lot of possibilities are there. So just we have to know that in short run some resources are fixed, so we can't increase them suddenly. In the long run everything is variable, we can increase as per our need. Okay, then we have to know a distinction between cost of. slide தெரியுதா?
Yes, sir.
இப்போ டிஸ்கனெக்ட் ஆச்சா ஸ்லைடு?
Yes, sir. ஆமா சார்.
Okay. So there are some difference between cost of cultivation and production. Okay. So cost of cultivation, that means it only refers to the area. Okay, cultivation in land area. Okay, so see our crop is being raised, so that is called cultivation. So in the farm we are cultivating the soil in order to produce crop. Okay, so the cost of various inputs and input services used for raising a particular crop. Okay, so in a particular area, so it always refers to cost per unit area. So we will say that it is rupees per hectare, or rupees per acre, or rupees per cent. So like that we used to tell. Then cost of production, it refers to cost of various inputs and input services used to produce a unit of a commodity. So let's take an example of milk here. So here we are not going to cultivate anything. So we are going to feed the cattle and we will get the output as milk. Okay, the product for producing a 1 liter of milk, how much money is spent? Okay, it always refers to cost per unit quantity. So rupees per quintal, rupees per ton. Okay, so rupees per liter, like that we used to mention. Okay, so these are all the difference between cost of cultivation and production. So cost means expenditure. Okay, so you have to have it, have this in your mind. So cost and price are not same in economics. Okay, so cost means expenditure. So the expenditure made for purchasing of inputs or production process is called cost of production. So the cultivation means the production cost for a particular area. Okay, that is the difference. Then efficiency. So efficiency means absence of waste or using the farm's resource as effective as possible. Okay. So technical efficiency means uh, by use of technical knowledge we have to reduce the inputs usage. So for example, what we are doing now, we are adopting drip irrigation. So why we are adopting drip irrigation? So in order to reduce the water usage and increase the output. Okay, that is called technical efficiency. What is our input now? Water. So water is our input and we want to increase our output. So when we are normally use the water and we get 6 tons of paddy. So when we use drip irrigation we can get 7 tons of paddy. So that is called the technical efficiency. So we are going to use the input effectively to get the maximum output. Okay, so efficiency is nothing but the output per input. Okay, so we commonly use this term efficiency. Okay, for example, we used to tell that it is a 40 watts bulb, so it is a 3000 rpm fan, and this is a mm, this much capacity storage place, like that. So what are all these things actually relate is, when we are giving the same input it gives different brightness, That is why we are telling that it is 40 watts, it's 0 watts, it's 100 watts. Okay, so when we are giving the same uh, 1 liter of petrol, the same bike will give different mileage. So that are all the common terms we use. So we are telling different names, okay, their capacity. So uh, this is a most common term we have to know. Then economic efficiency. So here what we did in earlier case is effective input usage. Here effective cost utilization. So here what we will do, we we get economically benefit situation. Okay, that is the ratio of value of output to the ratio of value of input. Okay, so this and all we will see in production curve. So that in that we used to get physical optimum and economic optimum. Okay, then optimum. So physical optimum means it is the ideal condition in which the inputs are minimum and the outputs are maximum. So the input will be less and the output will be maximum. Okay, so economic optimum in which the costs are minimum and profits are maximum. So optimum, the word itself describes that it is optimum for our goal. Okay, so what is the goal of a farmer? He want to increase his income. So he want to increase his production. Okay, so they have to reduce their cost. So unwanted costs they have to reduce. That is called economic optimum. Then equilibrium. So we used to have this term in every exercise. So equilibrium means it is a balanced or optimal situation. Okay, for example, market equilibrium we used to say. So when demand and supply, they are the market forces. So demand means the demand for a particular product, supply means supply of a particular product. So that two should be balanced, that is called equilibrium. Okay, then now let's see about farm and farm management. So farm means a piece of land under single management, and farm management is study of allocation of scarce resources used in farm like land, labor, capital, etc. to obtain continuous maximum profit. So the management is art of getting work done. So what is our work? It is farming. So when we are doing farming, we have to do it efficiently. Like we have to allocate the scarce resources in such a way that it will benefit us much. So it is an intra-farm study. So intra-farm means within the farm. So within the farm we have a study. So whereas production economics is inter-farm study. So production economics will compare one farm to another, and farm management will compare within the farm itself. That is a difference. ஓகே தம்பி, பேசுறது கேக்குதா? ஹலோ. ஓகே.
Yes, sir. Yes,
ஓகே. ஸோ டவர் ப்ராப்ளம்னால டிஸ்கனெக்ட் ஆயிடுச்சு அதான். ஓகே. ஸோ ஃபார்ம் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் பார்த்தாச்சா? அது பார்த்தீங்களா? ஓகே. ஸோ இப்போ ஃபார்ம் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் டிசிஷன்ஸ். ஓகே. ஸோ ஃபார்ம் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் டிசிஷன்ஸ் மீன்ஸ், so our farm management objective is to maximize profit with given resources. Okay. So here the decisions are what to produce and how to produce and how much to produce. So we want to know, first and foremost we want to know what to produce. So which crop I have to choose, which crop combination will give maximum profit to me. So in every case we are going to use two factors. Okay, two variables. Okay. So what to produce means which combination of two products will give me maximum profit. Okay. So when we are saying about a delta region, so there the paddy or sugarcane will be the predominant crop. So which crop they have to choose, or which combination of these two will give them maximum profit. So without paddy he can't uh, purchase, sorry, he can't meet his need. Okay. So in order to get maximum profit he has to go for sugarcane. So in that way which combination he has to choose in order to get maximum profit, so that will be dealt by the what to produce decision. Okay. Then how to produce. So when we have chosen that we are going to produce this much area under paddy and this much area under sugarcane, so what are the technologies we are going to use, what are the inputs we are going to use, what are the factors we are going to use. Okay, that is called how to produce. So for example, in delta region there are two options are available for sowing to harvesting. One is we can use the labor or we can use the machines. Okay. So for example, for in case of sowing to harvest we can use labor, machinery. So or combination of both. For example, for transplanting we can use machinery, for weeding we can use labor. So since sophisticated machineries are not available, for harvesting we can use the machineries. So this combination, how much, what is the combination that will give us maximum profit and minimum cost. Okay. So which combination will give us the minimum cost. So what are the how much labor is required, how much machinery is required, that is will be dealt by how to produce decision. Then how much to produce. So this one is, so how much output is can be produced with our given level of output. Okay. So Okay, how much to produce? So, which input output combination gives us the maximum output? Okay, so we have chosen the product and we have chosen the factor combinations. So, within a production, how much input is required to produce maximum, that is physically optimum or economically optimum situations. Okay, this one is explained by production curve. Okay, so here, so what to produce, it explains which combination of crop to choose. So product relation, so which product will give maximum profit, that will be dealt. Then in case of how to produce, which input combination to choose, so factor relation, so input or factor are the same words. So in order to get least cost for our production. Okay, so least cost combination we will get. Then how much to produce, so in which input output. So input output combination gives maximum profit. Then, so these are all some example for example questions. Okay, so based on today's class, you have to answer this one. Okay, so dash is an example for stock resources. So can you see the slides?
B, sir.
Okay, so example for stock resources. So which can be called as stock resources? Any answers based on these four options? Fertilizer,
B option.
fertilizer, seed, sunlight, both A and B. Stock resource,
Both A and B, sir.
both A and B
A
is
and
the
B, sir.
correct answer. So both A and B, fertilizer and seed can be stored for a later period. So that is called stock resources. Then dash is an example for flow resources. Flow. The options are sunlight, labor, machinery, all the above.
Labor, sir.
So flow resource means we can't store their services. We can't store them. Okay. So sunlight we can't store it. So labor we can't store it. Machinery we can't store it. So all the above will be the answer. Okay. Then dash is an example for fixed resources. So fixed resources, land and buildings, livestock, fertilizer, both A and B. So fixed resources means we can't increase them in short period of time. So fertilizer we can increase in short period of time. So land and building we can't increase suddenly. Livestock we can't increase suddenly. So both A and B will be the answer. Okay. So dash is an example for variable resources. So only one option is left, that is fertilizer. Okay. Now match the following. So what to produce? So what to produce will match with what? What to produce, how to produce, how much to produce, and physical optimum and economic optimum. Okay. So what to produce explains between product product relationship. Okay. Then how to produce, it explains between
Factor.
factor relationship. Then how much to produce? The only one left is factor product relationship. Then physical optimum. Physical optimum refers to maximum yield, and economic optimum refers to the maximum profit. Okay, so this is for your understanding. Okay, ஸோ மீதி இருக்கிறது வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இப்போ நம்ம மிட் செமஸ்டர் முன்னாடி கொஞ்சம் நடத்தியிருப்போம் இல்லையா, ஸோ அது கூட கண்டினியூஷன் ஆகும் நெக்ஸ்ட் கிளாஸஸில். ஸோ வி வில் see that. Okay.